What's up, gamers? Once again, I've had some thoughts I want to share with the gaming community, and they have to do with how the Traveler's story seems to parallel Christ's story. Whoa, isn't religion a taboo subject? Sadly, it's now come to that. We can barely say Merry Christmas or Happy Hanukkah in our schools anymore without CNN picking it apart, saying how terribly offensive it all is. But am I the only one who thinks that people don't get offended by someone else talking about their own religion? I'm Christian, but when my Jewish friend says Happy Hanukkah, am I all like, my goodness, don't you know I'm Christian and that you're pushing your religion on me and it makes me insecure and now I'm questioning who I am? Nope, I might even reply with a Happy Hanukkah back. After all, it's a cool and interesting holiday they're celebrating. I think the loudest people on the matter are just making up a worry that we're gonna offend somebody by talking about our own religion. But really, freedom of religion means you share with me yours and I'll share with you mine. Tolerance means we learn about other religions and embrace them for believing what they do. So, when I say the Traveler seems to be a Christ figure, it's because I'm a proud Christian and it's what I'm familiar with. If I grew up in another religion, I might say that the Traveler is a Buddha figure or a Krishna figure, Odysseus, Romulus, Dionysus, Heracles, Glycon, Zarathustra, Attis, Apollonius, Horus, all similar figures whose stories are applicable to the Traveler. How cool is that? So I'm gonna unapologetically point out a few similarities between Christ and the Traveler in this video, but what I would love to see is for everyone to post how the story of the Traveler holds parallels to your religion and your beliefs. Be proud of what you believe and be comfortable sharing them here, my Facebook page, or the Killworthy Gamers Bungie group. Remember to be respectful and don't judge someone else's beliefs. Links are in the description below. Okay, why would Bungie put religious overtones in their story? Because it's a tried and true method. Stories like Narnia, Superman, The Book of Eli, 12 Monkeys, Alien 3, The Matrix, Lord of the Rings, and so many more prove that the sentiments found within religious beliefs simply make for great stories. It's important to note that there are always points of departure from the original religious inspiration though. For instance, in The Matrix, Neo wasn't this unblemished individual like Christ. The parallel is that he sacrificed himself to save mankind, and it made for a great story with substance and merit. So let's go over 7 great parallels to Christianity that we find in Destiny and speculate on some points of departure. Number 1. Christians believe that Christ came and taught. He had a ministry where he shared his light and knowledge with humanity. He gave power to his disciples to perform miracles like he did, and he terraformed the Middle East. Okay, that last part's not true, but you see where I'm going with this. The Traveler came and shared its light and knowledge with humanity. It gave power to mankind that's wielded by the Guardians. Number 2. Even though Christ didn't rally an army, he still gathered followers who were more like spiritual soldiers, fighting their own religious oppression. The Traveler did a similar thing, gathered guardians to be real soldiers, battling the darkness. Number 3. Light and dark. A quick search for references to light and dark in the Bible would bring up thousands of results. The basic imagery of light against dark illustrates well the eternal battle between God and Satan, which relates to Destiny in illustrating the Traveler's light against the armies of the darkness. Number 4. Throughout the Bible, we see a lot of prophets who act as spokesmen for God in the same way that the speaker acts for the Traveler. Number 5, and probably the most obvious, Christians believe that Christ came and sacrificed himself to save mankind. In his own words, greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. That's found in John 15:13. That would describe perfectly that act of sacrifice of the Traveler, as long as its intentions are good, which could be a possible point of departure. Number 6. Christians believe that when Christ died, he left the Holy Ghost with mankind to guide them to truth. The Traveler created the ghosts in its dying breath, so that a part of it could stay with us to guide us. Number 7. Christians await a second coming of Christ. The speaker tells us that we're waiting for the Traveler to find its voice again. There are plenty more parallels to Christianity, and I'm sure to many other religions, so make sure you post them. I want to hear them, and I know the community does too. Right now, there's a forum dedicated on the Killworthy Gamers Bungie group just for this topic. Destiny Religious Parallels. Again, be respectful and share how your beliefs parallel the story of Destiny. After launch, I'm sure there will be many more, so remember to come back and report your findings. Now, I'm sure we're not going to come to find that the Traveler's mom was a virgin. So, we know there are many points of departure. One of them being, we don't know the Traveler's intentions. PLDKN says, I believe in the good of the Traveler, right until the moment it awakens. When I read this, it gave me chills. The Guardian could have meant a couple different things, but it gave me the thought, assuming the Traveler really did sacrifice itself lovingly, what if the Traveler forgets who it is, or transformed for the worse in some way? What if it's mentally damaged beyond repair? This godlike being could be a terrifying force of evil if it decides to turn against us. So if the Traveler never really sacrificed itself, and it turns out that it just failed to save itself or something, then the only Christian parallels lie with the speaker's interpretations of the Traveler's actions, and the Guardians are kind of believing in a false prophet. I'm not gonna lie, that could be a pretty intense story. Feel free to also point out points of departure in the Religious Parallels forum. Guardians, thank you for your respect and maturity on this matter. Remember to post your religious parallels in the Killworthy Gamers group on Bungie.net, the Killworthy Gaming Facebook page, or just send me a short tweet. Remember to share this video so everyone else can join in the conversation, and make sure to like and subscribe if you're wanting more Destiny videos like these. Killworthy out.